Well, good morning. I'm in one of my favorite spots, just trying to give you this weekly update for Path. We're in the home stretch, obviously, for this with just a few weeks left. We've tried to quantify with our partners because there are at least a half a dozen other ministries that have taken on this project, either uh, between now and Pentecost or now in the end of the year. And to the best of our ability, we're guessing, we don't have precise numbers, but there seem to be in those circles about a half a million that are praying specifically for lost people around them to come to know Christ with the idea of seeing a million people make a commitment to Christ by Pentecost Sunday or by the end of this year. You know, there's only one way to change a nation. It's one soul at a time. We're rejoicing. I know you are. If you keep up with these kind of things, you had one church last week that saw 1,000 people come to Christ. You had another church on Easter Sunday that saw 200 people come to Christ. You are hearing about Baptize USA. You're hearing about the tent revivals that are going on simultaneously across the nation. You are hearing also about the number of young evangelists that are reaching college campuses. You're hearing about the uptick in the young generation. It's only a tenth of a percent higher than their grandfather's generation, but they're turning out to church, searching and looking. We're seeing all of these things begin to happen in the nation. But we tend to be spectators in America. We love our television. We love our sports. We love this. We even are spectators at church. This is not an age for spectators. And you can't simply rejoice in what's happening over there unless it's happening in your oikos, in your family of friends. You have people, and I do too, your heart breaks when you think about them because you can't talk to them about the Lord. I have two sons that it just breaks my heart because of the direction they've taken in their lives. But here's the thing I can do. I can pray. Paul said in Colossians 4:2 that you pray a door open. You can't simply preach the gospel. You have to pray the door open for the gospel to connect, for you to find the man of peace on the other side, for you to find the person with a receptive heart. I know stories, and you do too, of people who prayed all their lives with one person on their list, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And at the end of their life, they came to Christ. Or shortly after their death, this person came to Christ. It's not that prayer works. It's that God works, and that God works through prayer. And that somehow in prayer, we invite him into our relationship circle. And he begins to do what would not happen, E. Stanley Jones, the great Methodist leader, said, if we had not prayed. It's a mystery. You get saved by praying. You consecrate yourself to God by prayer. You're filled with the Spirit over and over again through prayer. You're healed by prayer. You're directed in prayer. Your needs are met through prayer. God has subordinated the activity and movement of his kingdom to this thing, this mystery called prayer. You have not because you don't pray. If we want a revival in America, we have to pray. I'm asking you, if you've not gone to Prayer at the Heart and registered, it's not too late. We've done this year. We'll do some version of it this fall. We'll do it again next year, and we'll go after 2 million next year or more. But you have to get involved. I need you. I need you to get involved. You may be a leader in this, but you've not yet signed up at Prayer at the Heart and registered yourself. You've not developed your list, Operation Andrew. You may be a pastor and say, well, I mentioned it to my church, but I don't want to really press them. Listen, press them. Listen, this is not an option. It's not only about the state of the soul for eternity. That's the greater thing. It's also about the state of the nation in the next few years, because only a great awakening measured by millions, not a million, millions of people come into Christ can save this nation. We're in the home stretch of the Million Soul Campaign. Thank you for your gifts. If it had not been for your gifts, great gifts, wonderful gifts, and smaller gifts as well, we would not have made it. We need them now more than ever. It would be a shame to get so close to the finish line and run out of gas. Help us. Help us. We've asked for 1,000 people to make a contribution of $1,000. You may not be able to give it at one time, but you can give it over the course of this year, because this is a project that will continue. Hey, this is Doug Small with Prayer at the Heart. Pat, check it out, prayerattheheart.org and Project Pray. Thank you so much. God bless you.